It's time for us to take bold actions, to demand, support, and be the change we want to see. We are people on a mission, working to grow our companies into the new driving forces that generate profit and impact in harmony with the planet. An idea is like a seed. You may not see it, you may think it's buried, but it's growing, sprouting, reaching until it blooms and sees the sun. We are proud to have worked with these amazing companies over the past months. They are here to show you how they've bloomed and also to plant a seed in your mind. A seed of an idea so powerful and so courageous that a few may not even think it's possible. That innovation will save the world. Join us in saving it. Welcome to Demo Day.
Welcome viewers, welcome planet. Viewers from all over the planet, we are streaming live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, and via Zoom. By the way, if you're watching via Zoom, please turn on your camera. Welcome, this is Startup Bootcamp Demo Day Sustainability 2021. Last night, I had a vision. And when I say I had a vision, I don't mean that I had some insight. No, I saw a glimpse of the future. In my vision, it was 2050. And we were looking back at 2021. And that's when we realized that 2021 was historical at the climate conference. Alok Sharma, the president, said with tears in his eye, choking, at the climate conference, it's decision time. It's decision time. It's historical because we looked back in 2050 and say, well, in 2021, that's when we decided to really save the planet and our people. Our cohort, the 2021 sustainability cohort of Startup Bootcamp, was represented at this historical moment. And they know, the cohort, it's decision time. They know they have to flourish in excellence to save our planet and our people. Yes, they will bloom, working together to make this world a better place. My name is Henk John Kisheri, and I'm the Program Director of Sustainability at Startup Bootcamp. How did we get here today? It was an amazing journey. Months and months and months of scouting, 3 months of acceleration, working with the teams, together with dedicated mentors, strong corporate partners, and engaged investors. But that's not the whole story. Even before that, we started with a disruptive analysis of the state of sustainability, keeping in mind the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. After the search, after the research, we realized that we can cluster our teams around the 3 Ps of powering, related to climate action and clean energy, producing, related to innovation, infrastructure, and around prosperity, which relates to a growing economy and good health and well-being. We started this journey. We did the disruptive analysis, and then we had 2 very fierce selection days. Discussions with a broad panel of people, and then we had to decide. We had to bring it down from the thousands of startups to the 10 selected teams. And they will inspire you, I promise you, in the fields of bioplastics, circular economy, clean energy, CO2 reduction, impact investing, sustainable travel, and more. The selection process was very interesting, and it organically led to teams who are very inclusive and very diverse. And we know by now that inclusion plus diversity means strength. Let's take a look at the founders. Yes, we have 10 teams. Many founders. Some teams have 2 founders, some teams have more founders. At the end of the day, the organic process led to founders from 12 countries, 5 continents, and out of the 10 teams, 4 have female founders only, and 8 have at least 1 female founder. Is that inspiring? I don't know. Is that special? I don't know. The selection process made that happen. The point is that it's not just about that, but it's also about the fact that these team members have a lot of things in common. Yes, they are passionate about return on investment, but they're also very passionate about return on impact. This takes me back. If these teams, based on their innovation, want to save the planet, this takes me back not to Alex Sharma in 2021, but to Margaret Thatcher at the second climate conference, where she said, at that time, as UK Prime Minister, I should say, that rich nations need to support climate efforts in developing countries. Rich nations need to support climate efforts in developing countries. This resonates with me on a personal note. Having been born in a relatively poor developing country and now living in one of the most rich nations in the world. The point here is, it's not about me, it's not about Margaret Thatcher. The point is, it's not a national challenge, it's a global challenge. How will we conquer this challenge? We will conquer this challenge by supporting innovating startups who flourish in excellence. And this is where you come in. You can be part of the support system of the ecosystem of these innovating startups. You can push these 10 teams to grow faster and bloom. They are up to the challenge, I know that. They are up to the challenge to make this world more sustainable. I invite you to join them on this quest, because innovation will save the world. Okay. Before we go to the teams, a few things to mention. What does today look like? Yes, we have 10 teams, and these 10 teams will each pitch to the audience one by one. And after each pitch, there will be a 3-minute Q&A, which I will guide you all through. So if you have questions for these 3 minutes of Q&As for the teams, please put them in the chat. Okay? And, very important, after the last Q&A of the last team, we go to the breakout sessions. You will find the link in the chat or on the screen by that time, but it's very important because after the last Q&A of the number 10 team, we're going to go straight to the breakout rooms, which will give you a great opportunity to get in closer encounter with the teams and ask them all the questions you can ask them to join them in their quest to make this world more sustainable. Okay, having said all that, let's go to our first team. Let's solve all the sustainability needs of small and medium-sized enterprises. And let's do it in one place. Let's Ecofy.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniela, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Ecofy. And at Ecofy, we help companies to solve all their sustainability needs in one place. When it comes to reducing emissions, we always hear about the big companies, but in the UK, small and medium businesses represent 50% of all business emissions. These companies are pressured by consumers to take action, yet 98% still fail to implement impactful changes. This has made sustainability one of the biggest challenges of the coming decade. So why is this happening? At the moment, small and medium companies face a dilemma. They can either hire a consultant, which is too expensive and slow, or use online tools, which are too generic and low impact. We are developing the first platform that not only rates ESG sustainability performance for small and medium companies, but also provides them with autonomous and personalized sustainability solutions for them to improve, making it simpler, faster, and cheaper. So let's have a look at this example. Nicole owns a juice company, and she recently joined our platform. With our platform, she understood which business areas she should focus on first, allowing her to save time and money. After completing the assessment, our platform autonomously created solutions specifically for her juice company. Nicole can now implement any change at her own time and with real, measurable impact. And what about greenwashing? We avoid greenwashing by requesting documents and proof of action. Our algorithm analyzed Nicole's entire value chain and provided her with a sustainability ESG score based on 3 criteria: carbon emissions, circular economy, and social impact. So how do we make money? We adopted a freemium model where any company can sign up and get an ESG sustainability score. And the more companies we welcome on our platform, the more accurate the solutions become. This is why the freemium model is so important. The solutions and the carbon footprint come at a premium price per year. And because we believe that increasing collaboration and transparency is vital to reduce the effects of climate change, for our next feature, we want to allow companies to trade waste between industries. All of this coordinated by machine learning. To develop the beta version, we were funded by a grant from Innovate UK, and we won a sustainability award with Lamborghini, which secures a pilot project with them. We launched in June this year and have onboarded over 20 users across the fast-moving consumer goods sectors. Our advisors come from companies such as Cisco, Lamborghini, and Google. We're looking to raise £1.2 million to accelerate our growth. If you want to create a future you're proud of, join us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela, for kicking off the first pitch and also the first Q&A. How do you feel?
Thank you so much, Ingda. What a great introduction. I'm super proud of that video.
Thank you, thank you. This is teamwork. This is teamwork.
Yeah.
Having said that, great pitch, but then, of course, great questions. I have here, via my feed on my iPad, at this point, 2 questions, so I'm hoping that we get a third one. The first question for you, Daniela, and of course your team, what is your go-to-market strategy?
That's a good question. So our go-to-market is through financial institutions and industry associations. We find that this is a great way to access many users at once, and also we can benefit both parties. So for example, by a bank joining our platform and suggesting it to their users, they can make also the portfolio greener and allow their clients to reduce emissions.
Okay, sounds good. That sounds like a win-win-win. Let's go to our second question. Oh, and I see a third one coming in. The second question is, what are the features you plan on adding to the platform, so moving forward?
These are really good questions, Heng. So we believe supply chains are the biggest sustainability challenge. So for this, we want to allow companies to trade waste between industries. And the reason of that is because our platform is heavily focused in circular economy.
Okay. And you don't have to compliment me. These are not my questions, but thanks for that. Number 3, do you have any partnerships in place?
At the moment, yes, we do. Great partnerships. So at the moment, we're working with an insurance company. And what we're doing is we're evaluating their ESG performance for their portfolio. And for our upcoming feature, what we're doing is we close a partnership with both Cisco and Imperial College London for us to develop our waste trading feature, which is we're really excited about that one.
Okay, thank you. Daniela, enjoy the rest of the day together with Thiago.
Thank you.
Are you looking for a one-stop shop platform connecting households with solar power installers? Look no further. Here is SolarAid.
Hello, I am Jokubas, co-founder of SolarAid. 72% of house owners want to be energy independent, but only 7% currently have solar installation. Many potential users do not understand what savings they can achieve by installing solar and what would be the payback time. Even when a household decides to get solar, it's hard to choose an installer and equipment. On the other hand, installers face high customer acquisition costs due to the long sales process and need to educate customers. With Solar Aid, we aim to solve these challenges by educating customers and connecting them with reliable solar installers, also providing financing if needed. Currently, it can take weeks for a customer to get solar offers. We aim for 90% of customers to provide accurate offers in 60 seconds. So how does it work? We have a fully functional platform that allows users to discover what size of installation he needs, how much it will cost, and what will be the payback time. All information needed in order to make a decision if to get solar. When he decides to get solar, he can get personalized offers instantly from multiple installers in one place, compare them easily in apple-to-apple format, and our sales team will help to pick the most optimal solution. Instead of dealing with many sales representatives to get the best offer, customer can get everything from one hand. We have launched our platform in Lithuania last year and currently working with 8 installers. Recently, we have started to expand our services to Polish market. So far, 13,000 users used our platform, and we sold over 140,000 euro worth of solar installations. All of this was achieved while bootstrapping, without any external investment. Regulation changes that enabled safe consumption and raising energy prices fueled market growth. In our key focus markets, Lithuania, Poland, Spain, and Netherlands, just in the last year, over 4 billion euro worth of solar installations were sold. Now, it's a perfect time to enter the market, as with raising energy prices, it's expected to grow even more this year. But marketplace is only the first step. By putting technological layer on currently separate market segments, we will create a market network where not only households can interact with service providers, but also, for example, where solar installers can buy equipment from producer or outsource work to the other installer. We have identified at least 9 verticals that would allow us to increase customer lifetime value. Our team consists of 2 founders. I have energy sector background, working previously with energy trading and product development, as well as retail sectors. Mantas is responsible for the technological part. He has more than 7 years of hands-on experience in software engineering, developing business-critical systems. Currently, we are raising 200,000 euro that would be used to scale in Polish market, launch pilots in Spain and Netherlands, and improve user interface to increase conversion rates. This investment will give us 9 months run rate, and by the end of it, we expect to have 20,000 euro in monthly commissions. Thank you for your attention.
Great to see you again, Jacob.
Great to see you too.
Thanks for that. Let's go to the first question. You actually mentioned part of this, that you started as a marketplace, but here I have a question stating, you started as a marketplace, what are your plans moving forward?
So basically a marketplace is only a first step. By putting solar installation on the household's roof, we will be able to get the data about his consumption, what will enable us to create a network of digital network of solar owners that basically will effectively make us a data company. By putting this infrastructure in place, we'll be able to give a easy market access to the third parties that can provide services, for example, like P2P trading or demand response through our network.
Okay, that makes sense. But if you like not move away, but if you start at the marketplace and then you move, and like you said, different verticals with different propositions, how does that work in relationship to your business model? Can you elaborate on that?
So we have a marketplace business model that basically we charge a commission fee from the installers for each installation sold. On top of that, we plan to introduce a subscription model for the consumers to get premium post-installation services for a small monthly fee. So effectively, we would be charging 2 sides of the marketplace. And also by giving an access to the marketplace for the third parties, we can increase the monetization and increase the customer lifetime value. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, no, I understand. The next question relates to, you mentioned Lithuania, Poland, Holland, Spain. And this viewer wants to know, how you will scale up fast.
So basically our scale-up strategy, it puts a local team that can effectively run the business in the particular country, and doing so scale country by country, expand our customer base, and grow our digital network of solar owners. So please join our breakout room where we can show how our platform works and tell you more about our growth plans.
Okay. I invite everybody to go to all the breakout rooms, not just yours, Jacob. I have, I think, one more, room for one more question. We talked about return on investment versus return on impact, and this question relates to the last one. Will the impact on the environment be taken into account when you compare propositions from different solar installers?
Yeah, we really take a look into impact on the environment, and we base our expansion strategy basically on that. That's why we are going to Poland first, where the higher solar penetration will bring even the higher return on the impact, because more electricity from the green power there will have the highest decrease in the CO2 emissions.
Okay, thank you, Jacob. I will see you in the breakout room. How do you connect purpose-hungry talent with impact-driven companies? You simply create a sustainable jobs marketplace. That's exactly what these female founders did. This is for purpose jobs.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of For Purpose Jobs, the platform that connects purpose-hungry talent to impact-driven jobs. For the last few years, I was working in tech startups as a product manager, and although I loved my role, I could not connect with the missions of the companies that I was working for. So I was looking for a job in a company that does good for the world. But it turns out that finding environmental and social impact companies that are hiring is a nightmare. And I'm not alone. Over 8 million people look for purposeful jobs every day in the UK. These jobs should be really easy to find, but they're not, until now. If you're a biz dev, a project manager, a marketer, and you want to use your skills for good, there is no easy way to find those jobs. You're in for hours of research. We thought, what if there was one platform where all the jobs and companies that do good can be found easily? So we created For Purpose Jobs, a platform that enables purpose-driven talent and companies to find each other, serving the growing green economy. We've bootstrapped and launched our platform along with a strong brand. Our platform helps companies advertise their jobs to culture and mission-aligned people, and enables candidates to search for jobs according to their skills and the problems that they want to solve. And here's what makes us unique. You can find sustainability and impact-focused roles like conservation specialist on dedicated green job boards, but you can't find regular jobs like marketing and admin. And that's what we enable. The UK green economy has quadrupled in the last 3 years. It's now worth £200 billion, which means our market in the UK alone is worth over £100 million with fantastic global expansion opportunities. And it's working. Last year, we launched For Purpose Jobs to an audience of early adopters. We've since had an average of 3,000 monthly active users, and companies like Oatly have posted premium jobs on our platform. We're a B2B company, and we operate on a freemium model. We've started generating early revenue from over 200 customers who are converting to paying customers at a rate of 20%. Now, we're not your typical team, and that's our strength. Instead of getting bogged down in tech or ignoring brand, we've focused on biz dev and marketing. I've been product manager in startups for 4 years and growth hacked to scale our customer base. And Lizzie is an experienced creative marketer who's building a strong and bold challenger brand. We'll be raising 250K early next year to further scale our business in the UK and Europe. And we're currently looking to connect with investors and to make connections with potential partners. We are For Purpose Jobs, and we're building the next generation job site. Thank you.
Hi, Olivia. Good to see you again. I know that you are both purpose-hungry and impact-driven. How do you feel today?
Good, thank you.
Okay. Let me take a look at, from our chat, the first question. Looks very basic, but I think it's important to set the stage. What is actually an impact company?
Yeah, good one. So we define an impact company as a company that is solving a social or an environmental issue at the core of their business. So a company that has an impact business model. This can be in any industry and in any area of the economy. It can be a company in the circular economy, clean water, renewable energy, social impact, varied.
Okay, thank you. You just mentioned customers, you mentioned users, you mentioned problems. If you split them apart, what problems are you actually solving for, on the one hand, the users, and on the other hand, the customers?
Yeah, so our users are the candidates, people who are searching for jobs and impact. We are saving them a lot of time and a lot of energy looking for those jobs. So take a sales manager with 10 years experience who has a kind of a job in a corporate, for example, and wants to work in a social impact company. Right now, they would have to go on a general job site and look through every sales manager position and do research on what every individual company does. What they get on For Purpose Jobs is to see all the jobs in social impact companies and directly find those jobs. They're already filtered, so that makes it much more straightforward to find the positions that they're interested in and the companies that they're interested in. And on the flip side, impact companies can find sales managers, for example, who are aligned with their mission and who are excited about their mission, which is a very important part of hiring for impact-driven companies.
Okay, great. Sounds like a good way to make the connection. Somebody's asking that, yes, you've launched your platform, yes, you got traction, which you mentioned, and then the question is, what's next?
Yeah, so right now we're building a job board, a job platform where impact-driven people and impact-driven companies can easily find each other. In our long-term vision, we want to build the go-to professional network for all things work and impact, for the new green and conscious workforce, for people who care about the types of companies they work for and the mission of the companies that they work for.
Okay, great. Now I'm being spammed by, I think, an investor, and I'm losing track of time, so bear with me. This must be an investor who's asking about your roadmap in fundraising. What do you plan to do with your initial investment? How do you validate companies that work with you? So let's stick to those two questions. So how do you validate the companies is one, and two, what do you plan to do with your first investments?
Yes, so first one, we ask companies who, before they post their first job on our platform, to complete an eligibility form to get an understanding of the type of impact that they have. So we want to see what kind of impact business model they have and what SDG they're solving as a part of their through their company. We want to help companies who are solving a problem at the core of their business. So right now we aren't including companies with operational impact. So that's where we kind of define and categorize companies in this way. And in terms of our investment, so we'll be growing out our core team, building out our marketing team to be able to have a bigger marketing budget and improve our product.
Okay, thank you for that, Olivia, and I apologize if I went over 3 minutes.
No worries.
Who helps companies track, trace, and lower their carbon footprint? Not just anywhere, but where it matters the most. This is exactly what the next team does. Here is Wary.
Hi everyone, my name is Cosimo and I am the CEO and co-founder of Wary. The climate emergency comes down to a single number, the concentration of carbon in the atmosphere. That's why companies need to reduce as many greenhouse gases as possible from direct and indirect activities. However, only 26% of companies are aimed at reducing indirect or so-called Scope 3 emissions. Scope 3 emissions are all indirect activities that result from assets not controlled but active in its value chain, like employee commuting, transportation and distribution, business travel, purchase goods and services, and leased assets. And they can comprise up to 80% of overall company emissions. The problem is that Scope 3 emissions are challenging to track and manage, and they are difficult to lower. This is because they are not under the company's direct control and due to a lack of reliable data. We help companies to track and reduce the carbon footprint where it matters the most, by lowering greenhouse gas emissions from Scope 3 activities. Evidence shows companies benefit from disclosing Scope 3. They attract investment, consumer, and employee, boost competitive advantage and reputation, and they uncover risk and money savings opportunity. Think about carbon emission tax. With the app, employees and stakeholders will be engaged in being part of the solution through the gamification, so they can collect points based on their sustainable action and redeem sustainable goals. Our carbon accounting platform and API solution can compute and report carbon footprint and help companies to reduce emissions with certified projects like renewable energy and afforestation projects that capture tons of CO2. And people like Hank believe in us. And I'm even more thrilled to announce that we start running a pilot with a large international fashion company. This will help us to improve and further validate our solution and enable them to reach their sustainability goals sooner and create competitive advantage. I have 6 years experience in marketing and strategies in multinational companies with studies in entrepreneurship. Giuseppe is the CTO and IT engineer with experience in machine learning and process automation. We have a strong advisory board with knowledge in the field of sustainability, technology, and finance. And we have the interest of different companies. So today, we are here to connect with impact and angel investors that help us scale faster. So meet us in the breakout room to discuss how. Thank you.
Thank you, Cosimo, for educating us about Scope 3 emissions and its importance.
Yeah, thank you, John.
Having said that, a twofold question on that subject. How big is the market you want to address? And what is your target market?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So McKinsey's estimates suggest that next generation of climate tech will attract 1.5 trillion to 2 trillion in capital investment per year by 2025. And Europe is the fast growing market globally. But precisely, the carbon accounting market will reach 12 billion by the end of 2025. So it seems like this is the right time and right place to be for both startups and investors.
Okay, great. We have good listeners and viewers because I get a follow-up question on that. Having said that, ask Cosimo, who are your target users?
Yeah, basically our target users are companies that are caring about employees and suppliers because as you might know, consumers are becoming eco-aware and employees are getting more and more attracted by companies that are making active improvement in sustainability matters. So we want to start from, we want to give advantage to companies that want to work to business, travel, employees commuting, transportation and distribution, all activities that still active in the value chain, and even though they are indirect control by the company. So we want to focus first from this company, and we want also enable them to engage employee by making them part of the solution through the gamification.
Okay, thank you. Again, a question related to Scope 3. This one came in via email. You mentioned Scope 3 has different categories, and they would like to know from where do you intend to start? Well, which of the categories, or maybe all categories? I don't know.
Yeah, Scope 3 activities as maybe the audience know, different activities. So we want to start from the ones that impact most for employees and consumers. So business travel, employee commuting, transportation and distribution, because these will help companies to build a very competitive advantage and be more attractive to consumers, but also for talent.
Okay. I have to choose here between pilot and fundraising. I'm going to go with fundraising because you said something about the pilot already. Last question. How much are you funding, and how long is your runway, and what will you be using the funds for?
Okay, thank you for the question. Basically, we are raising 400K. This will help us to enrich our team, invest in technology, and until the next fundraising round, which will be in 10 months. This is the amount that we are asking right now.
Okay, thank you. Cosimo from Wary.
Thank you so much.
How do you add integrity to the sustainable travel movement? I'm not going to answer that question. Tripdoodler is going to answer that question.
My name is Josephine, and I love to travel. However, like you, I'm worried about my personal footprint and the effect it leaves on the environment and local society. And we are not alone. 55% of global travelers want to travel sustainably. In fact, the pandemic has accelerated the need to. Otherwise, there will simply be no world left to travel in. But only 4% are doing so today. And what is missing is the tools to do so. 8 out of 10 find it impossible to locate verified and trustworthy sustainable options. With Tripdoodler, we enable travelers to move from intent to action through our searchable database of user ratings, powered by a proprietary algorithm. Because let's face it, today most ratings are really subjective reviews, and consumers can't trust them when it comes to sustainability. Sustainability requires a true rating with a higher level of credibility. By providing a clear framework, we enable travelers to rate sustainability without having to be an expert, making it easy for them to leave their best footprint. And unlike our competitors, Tripdoodler is backed by real data. It breaks down the complexity of sustainability parameters, we gather the data point, and we build what will become the world's largest database of better travel choices. Our target group are the Gen Zs. They are the force driving sustainable change, with 2 out of 3 actively looking to travel more responsibly, and 7 out of 10 interested in rating sustainability when we provide them with a clear guidance on what to look for. And we are already driving change with our working beta. 215 users and 1,500 sustainable choices enabled. Based on this traction, we have signed the first strategic partnerships for both user acquisition and initial revenues. Together with my 2 co-founders, Kamai and Carla, we hold more than 25 years of management experience in the travel industry, 14 years of global brand and influencer marketing experience, and strong product and tech leadership. With advisors from Trustpilot and Booking.com, we have created a digital solution built to scale. Our next milestones are developing an enhanced version of our algorithm and expanding our product with an automated rating acquisition model. By investing in marketing through our existing global influencer network, we will start gaining revenue by Q2. So, the future of travel is sustainable. To reach our milestones, we are currently raising $450,000 with 20% already committed, and we would love to have you on the journey with us. Want to know more about our scalable business model or our strong impact case? Well, let's have a conversation in the breakout rooms. Thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. How are you today?
Very well, Hank John. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Listen, the questions are flying in, so I'm going to talk to everybody right now. Please go out to the breakout rooms after the 10th team has done its Q&A. Then we can ask all the questions, because now, in your case also, Josephine, I have 5 questions already. So everybody, I invite you, at the end of the day, go to the breakout rooms, and then we can ask more questions and get more engaged. Having said that, let's start with the first one, which sounds easy, but I think is very, very fundamental. What is sustainable travel really?
Well, that's a very good question, because when we are talking about sustainability in tourism, it actually goes beyond the carbon emission footprint. And there isn't one simple, clear answer to that. But if we turn to the World Tourism Organization, they have defined 3 pillars for us of parameters: the environmental, the social, cultural, and the economical parameters for sustainability, with an equal importance. And our solution actually provides the opportunity for the consumers to rate objective parameters across all 3 pillars based on their personal preferences for sustainability. And I'm happy to elaborate on that in the breakout room, of course.
In the breakout room, please, because we're going to challenge you here. I have a question with bold letters and how do you call it? Uitroepteken is the Dutch word. I can't find the English word. Doesn't matter. How does a person fly sustainably?
They make some conscious choices on what kind of airline to fly with. There's a very big difference on sustainability, but depending on the type of aircraft. They also can investigate a little bit on what is the policies of the airline towards implementing sustainable initiatives, both in how they reduce plastic in their catering, the amenities that they use on the business class or first class, and so there's a lot of micro choices you can make when you have to fly.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have to pick and choose. I hope somebody helps me with the timing. I find this one interesting. How does your solution differ from what's already out there? For instance, Google, Booking.com, and those type of companies.
Thank you very much for that question. And it's really quite simple. We put the sustainable choice first. So the level of transparency and integrity that we have in the rating capability for the users really just makes the sustainable choice the easy choice. So the consumers in our rating, they have the opportunity to rate and share sustainable options through our user rating, and this is really what TripDoodler is built for. The industry players that you just mentioned, they have a completely different business model. They have built for a different purpose, so they will always have sustainability as an add-on. But our solution sits across the entire industry and is fueling the opportunity for us to really drive the paradigm shift that we need in order to meet the SDG, I think 8.9, that is targeting sustainable tourism.
Okay, let's bridge then to the next question. They have scale, you don't. How are you going to scale?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that question. I think it's always the hen and the egg when you're trying to create a new platform. But the way that we are addressing this is that we've made it super, super easy for the tourism establishments, so hotels and other accommodations, transportation companies, also airlines, and tourist activities companies, to collect user ratings from their guests and their customers. And they do that through the automated user acquisition model that we have created for them. At the same time, we've made it very easy for the consumers to share their ratings, because we know that when it comes to consumers, the main source for recommendations that they prefer is like-minded travelers. So we really sit in the middle of this, and we are making the consumers to be a part of the solution, and through that they can give the visibility and the validation to the tourism industry players that they need in order to provide us more sustainable options.
Okay, I think this is a great question, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to take a gamble. So bear with me. It's long. How do you include all electrical car charge infrastructure and sustainable hotels and accommodations with destination charging points? Do you, this is why I think it's interesting, do you, for example, already partner with Fastnet, Ionity, a better route planner? If not, let's talk. So the question is from somebody from one of those three companies. So last question, what's your response? 30 seconds.
I think the best response to that is let's talk, because we are really interested in creating partnerships across the industry to really fuel more sustainable choices for consumers and making that choice the easy choice.
Okay, thank you, Josephine. I think I tried to make it difficult for you, but you passed with flying colors. Thank you, Josephine from Trip Do It Learn. My adrenaline is pumping. I'm getting very excited, and I hope you all on our planet are getting excited too. Trip Doelder was team number 5. Before we go to team number 6, let's listen to a few words of our managing director, Koen van Novak.
We need to take bold action. We cannot do it alone. We need the ecosystem, and we need you. This decade, it is clear. Our society and systems are failing. Our financial, societal, and political systems are bureaucratic remnants from the past. Designed for the industrial age, these systems are the origin of our current situation. Our needs have changed. We have changed. The narrative has changed. The Sustainable Development Goals, describing the standards to reach by 2030, were established in 2015. Almost 7 years later, we only have 8 years left. The solutions we need are still in early stage, and the average time that it takes for a startup to scale to significant impact is 7 to 9 years. Thus, we need to act now. We need to invest now. It's not politicians and discussion that will save us, nor writers of reports that tell the urgency of change, or those that make claims but always fail to realize them. The solution comes from those that are actually on the frontier, whose face reveals the sweat, the blood, and the struggle. Those who strive strong-heartedly, who fall and get up again and again, because there is no innovation without error and without deficiency. The solution comes from those that strive to take bold actions, who spend themselves on a worthy cause, who at best will know the triumph of real change, and those who at the worst, if they fail, at least failed while daring greatly, so that their place will never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know change nor defeat. Founders, like the ones presenting today, are lighting our way ahead, but they cannot do it alone. They need a support system. They need enablers that help them carry this burden. They need all of us. This cohort is the flagship of our own bold action, a global, impact-driven ecosystem of innovation, which is our response to the lack of urgency, our response to the lack of action, and our response for the lack of real leadership. There are enough ideas out there, but ideas are not enough. We need to channel and steer all this energy, all this potential, and all these solutions that are out there. We need to empower these founders, these innovators, these pioneers, so then they can lead the way, starting with those that are present with us today. I would like to take a moment to thank all those involved, from the ones with us for years to the ones that just joined, the investors, the mentors, the partners, the talent and the thought leaders that are part of this ecosystem, part of this journey, and part of the real solution. Let's stop discussing, let's stop pretending, let's stop claiming. Let's instead start acting, start investing, and start changing the world. Let's be bold, let's be fast, let's be ambitious. We believe innovation will save the world, and let us all enable that. Enjoy this day and let's bloom together.
Bold words, bold action. Would you like, team number 6, would you like an independent review platform that helps consumers, retailers, and brands on their journey to improve sustainable consumption? I think you would like Unspender.
Hi, I'm Galina, co-founder and CEO of Unspender. For the last 15 years, I've been creating technologies that would successfully sell you things you didn't know you wanted. My co-founder Javid has executive experience in large corporates and massive AI expertise. We both can successfully build an algorithm and marketing strategy that will convince you that bleach is a green product. But this is not why we are here. We will use our skills to do the opposite, to guide consumers to make more responsible buying choices. What's the perception now? Independent green retailers believe their value proposition is clear and that customers already know where and why to buy these products. Our market research shows that 84% of consumers want to buy better for the planet. Wow, a perfect match. But the reality is different. Majority of consumers find it confusing. More than half don't actually trust retailers who claim to sell sustainable products. And there's your problem. People keep buying the old way, not the great one for the planet, and sustainable businesses miss out on these customers. How do we solve this? Should we wait for government actions? Should we rely on claims of big brands? Or should we give a bigger voice to us, consumers who really care, and let the power of community drive eco-friendly shopping? Unspender is an independent review platform that lets eco-conscious consumers help each other to buy sustainably. And for retailers, it connects them with the target customer and brings more clarity to customers' perception where there is confusion. We help to bridge that gap. How do we do this? With user reviews, where eco-conscious consumers guide others and help them understand the brand better. This enables our businesses to continuously improve their sustainability posture. Content adds credibility and transparency to the retailer, and data can provide the retailer with AI-driven, actionable insights. We launched our fully functioning beta site end of September. Already more than 300 businesses have signed up in Barcelona and Boston. As we grow our consumer base, our business model with 3 revenue streams becomes stronger. Consumer spending is growing, and millennials and Gen Z's share of that pie is getting bigger every year. They're increasingly conscious about where they buy from. Unspender, with sustainability reviews now, hits that sweet spot that TripAdvisor did in early 2000s. The community is ready to change the way we shop. They're vocal and impatient. They want their voice to be heard, and this is a perfect platform to do so. Join us in the breakout room to learn more about our race and help us lead this revolution.
Thank you, Galina. And I'm going to join you in the breakout room because I want to talk to you. You start in Barcelona, you start in Boston. Why don't you start in Amsterdam?
That's our next destination. You actually guessed it.
Well, you know, I had a little bird whisper it in my ear. That's why. Anyways, let's go to the questions. I see 3 coming in. Okay, this is a long one. You mentioned the use of AI in your pitch. How exactly are you going to apply it, given the fact, makes sense, that you are a review platform?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we will help businesses to understand which exactly sustainability criteria are most important for their specific business. We will use natural language processing on the review content in order to find out. Second, of course, recommendations. Those customers who would like to get recommendations on greener shopping, they will receive those adjusted to what is exactly important for them in sustainability. And third one, we will be working in an algorithm that will help us to understand how review content, quality and quantity can impact users' behavior and switch their spending to more green one.
Okay. The question that always comes up, but I'm going to ask them anyways. What makes you, Unspender, unique?
Yes, so we unlike other platforms and services, we do not go after this really complex sustainability standards. We find them very important. We respect them, of course, they're necessary. We show them on our platform, we will add this information to the platform, but we allow everyone, we democratize sustainability. Everyone who cares about sustainability can vote and review businesses on our platform. And also I would like to mention our team. I think it's quite unique. We have a vast experience in scaling both B2C and B2B businesses. We know how to grow such platforms and we know how to root it for success.
Okay, I'm going to try to combine two questions here, because one relates to, do you need to be eco-certified to be on the platform? And the other one relates to the fact, yes, you help retailers, but is it only in the communication, or is it also, for instance, in helping them to get like more fair prices?
Aha, interesting one. Okay, that's a good one. So no, you don't have to be eco-certified. We really, any business can be in our platform, and it's, then it can get reviewed based on our criteria, and then it will get its score. What we do believe in is that we should encourage and celebrate every little change that businesses take towards their sustainability journey, because we do believe that small, consistent, systematic changes are what is going to turn around our over-consuming shopping behavior. So, and in terms of fair prices, I'm sure that review content is going to drive this change too. And either on one hand, businesses will understand what exactly consumers find unfair about the prices, or consumers will understand why these prices are higher.
Okay. That's interesting, but that connects to the question relating to your business model. I mean, can you elaborate more on your business model, having said what you just said?
Yes, sure. So we have three streams, our business model. I will start with programmatic ads, and this is the stream that we will be able to already enable before we get to the critical mass, which will get very, very quick of our users. And this is so we will use our quality sustainability review content in order to promote the business on our social platforms. The second one is the marketplace model, where we are a platform to offer the businesses to show up the discounts offers to the user, and user will use them in order to go to those businesses, and we will take a small commission on that. Third, most important one is the actually SaaS. It's a business subscription, freemium, with 3 tiers. And we are fine-tuning the latest details, but what we know from research is that for customers, what's important is to be featured on the platform, to have unlimited content updates. And in our premium tier, what you would get is an independent expert coming in, reviewing your store and helping you to understand what exactly steps you need to take right now to become more sustainable.
Okay, a last question, Galina. This one relates to return on impact, and it's almost a trick question, so take a breather and then answer them. Isn't the best way to shop sustainably to shop less? How do you help with that?
Please, yes, please. We are called Unspender. We encourage everybody to shop with their heads. And we think if you have to shop, and we have to shop, we have to buy food, sometimes from time to time we have to buy clothes. Do it from those responsible businesses that have highest scores on our platform. I am sure this is exactly what we're addressing.
Okay, thank you. Galina.
Thank you. Join us.
Next, a data-driven startup setting new, transparent, sustainable standards in the fashion industry. They do this by mixing science, artificial intelligence, and consumer insights. Let's talk more about this. Here is EcoChange.
Hi everyone, I am Enzo, CEO and co-founder of EcoChange, a data-driven startup setting a new transparency standard in the sustainable fashion industry. The case of Allbirds, a young eco-friendly footwear brand worth 4 billion, has made it clear that sustainability is the trend shaping the fashion industry. However, we still face a huge problem. There is no transparency in sustainability. In fact, while big brands are rushing to make huge marketing claims, most sustainable brands struggle to communicate their sustainability. That is because of the high cost and complexity of impact measurement services. Eco-scoring at brand level only partially solves this. In fact, it's not based on scientific standards, and it doesn't tell consumers the actual environmental impact of the products they want to buy. We are here to change this. We have automated the life cycle assessment process, making the calculation of products' environmental impact simple, fast, and affordable. This allows sustainable brands to effectively communicate their product sustainability. Consumers, on the other hand, can finally buy products based on their carbon and water footprint and circular scoring. The fashion industry is one of the sectors that are most exposed to the sustainable transition, with the sustainable offering growing over 4 times faster than the market average. We offer brands a tool that calculates the environmental impact of their products, a product ID for a more transparent brand experience, and an impact dashboard to better understand products' impact allocation and compare it with the market. We further expand our offering to the whole fashion industry through a data-rich dashboard with unique market trends and analytics. Our solution will improve consumer purchasing experience. They will be able to make informed decisions, measure the impact of their consumption habits, and get rewarded with discounts. The primary revenue stream will come from impact calculation and data services offered to brands, retailers, and other players in the fashion industry. The secondary revenue stream will come from our consumer-facing website that we will monetize through affiliation and visibility. We are now piloting our services with over 50 brands who we will start monetizing in Q1 2022, when we will also launch the retail and corporate services. Our consumer positioning instead is already showing strong traction. I have an engineering background in sustainability, and together with me, there's Gianpaolo, longtime friend and marketing expert. We are supported by a team of 3 young talents that we will strengthen with 2 technical profiles. We will open the pre-seed round in January 2022 with the minimum target of 1 million euros to cover the next 15 months of development and scale across Europe. Looking forward to meeting you in the breakout rooms to talk more in details about our products and go-to-market strategy.
Hey Enzo, how are you enjoying Amsterdam?
Oh, I'm having a great time. Thank you so much for asking, Enzo.
Okay, great, great. I will visit you in Milan, no problem there. The first question for EcoChange is actually a question I think every team should answer. What type of investors are you looking for?
Yes, absolutely. So as we've said in our pitch, we're starting our project very aggressively, raising 1 million euros, because we know this is a very important market we're entering. And if it's not us today, it's going to be someone else tomorrow. And for this reason, we're looking for early stage VC funds that can help us in this initial phase and guide us through the next rounds of fundraising, but also angel investor with extensive network in the fashion industry or strong experience in the tech industry with SaaS or DaaS business models.
Okay, but having said that, I mean, what are the benefits for your solution? I mean, on not just on the side of the consumer, but the brands, the retailers?
Absolutely. I'm going to give the short answer and then articulate in breakout room. So for brands, first of all, it will be easier for them to understand what's the environmental impact of their products. Once they have this information, they can then communicate that more transparently to their customers, but also they can use this information to make more strategic, informed decisions for future collections. For marketplaces and retailers, it will be easier to build their sustainable offering through science-based measurements and also measure the impact of thousands of products in a matter of minutes. And of course, build more trust with their customer base through transparency.
Okay, maybe for the breakout room, but I'm gonna ask it still, combining two questions. On the one hand, how is the impact of a brand measured? Can you quickly explain that? And a follow-up, and will that lead to certification?
So we don't actually measure the impact of the brands. There are a few companies, and then we said in the pitch, doing eco-scoring of brands, but that is not, unfortunately, yet based on internationally recognized standards or scientific methods. By looking at the product level, we apply a life cycle assessment methodology to calculate the environmental impact of products.
Okay, is that part of why you are different than your competitors? I mean, can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. There are a few reasons why we're different from competitors. There's actually one company that is coming into our same space automating the calculation of product carbon footprint. They're called Carbon Fact, and we're different from them for three main reasons, let's say four. One, we go for multiple metrics. So we're not just looking at the carbon footprint, but also water footprint and circular scoring. Second, we're focusing on the fashion industry by offering tailored services for that specific industries. Third, we're focusing on one industry. Of course, we can go for a more accurate calculations and also more accurate databases of carbon footprint and products LCAs. And last but not least, we are positioning ourselves as a brand that can be easily recognized by customers too, by consumers too.
Okay, thank you. The questions are streaming in again. I have to pick and choose. One is a suggestion and one is a question. The suggestion from an investor is, EcoChange and Unspender should be a logical combination. Tell them to talk. So that's one. And the other one is, okay, now I lost it. Oh yeah, this is a challenge.
Yes.
Recreate even more marketplaces that create more CO2 and methane due to the increased use of data centers. Is this sustainable?
So actually, data and the IT world currently impacts for 3% of the whole global GHG emission, whereas the fashion industry is the second largest impactful industry in the world. So I think that if we can start by lowering the impact of the fashion industry, we can then think of the data.
Okay, last question. I lost track of time again. Will the brands provide you with the data, or will you access the data itself?
So, of course, brands will provide us with the data that then we will also have the opportunity to validate and verify.
Yeah, that was going to be the follow-up. Thank you, Enzo. EcoChange.
Thank you so much. See you in the breakout rooms.
We all need help to make better dietary choices. The next team will help you while grocery shopping to make sustainable choice, and making sustainable choices easier and more fun. The next team is Know Your Food.
Hi, I'm Gantara from Know Your Food. We make sustainable diets easy and rewarding. There is a growing anxiety about wanting to live a more sustainable and healthy life, but feeling overwhelmed by the lack of support to do so. There is a 51 percentage point gap between those who want to live sustainably but don't. 1/3 say they don't know how to bridge that gap, and a significant portion want more information from businesses and governments. Since we make food choices every day, diets are one of the low-hanging fruits that each of us can reach to live more sustainably. That is what our solution is about. We just said diets are low-hanging fruit, but which avocado would you choose for your morning toast? And if you are guessing, well, like most of the consumers do, we can help. Before you add one to your shopping list, we provide actionable information and incentivize you to pick a more sustainable avocado to have a better breakfast. This sounds great, right? But you're thinking how it will make money? Consumers using our app to plan their groceries will collect points through more sustainable swaps and goals. This then becomes the source of information, which will convert to B2B revenue streams. We will drive traffic to our affiliate partners, awareness and trial of partner-promoted products, and direct access to consumer insights. This becomes a viable business model, whilst achieving a mission to address consumer barriers to more sustainable diets. We will beta launch it in Baltics and Poland due to clustered shopping behavior and retailer network. Full launch will be focused on EU plus UK. In 3 years, we look to bring 60 million euro in revenue from affiliate partners with an average user value of 30 euros, which is in line with benchmarks we've learned from talking to the retailers that already work in this partnership style. As it's a relevant problem to solve for consumers, there is a number of competitors in the market with various solutions from recipe management to credit card analysis to spending tracking on sustainable choices. We capture consumers at the planning stage and incentivize the right choice from the start. Therefore, our advantage is our focus on the in-setting rather than offsetting, as well as rewards for sustainable choices. As a founding team, we met at Innovation Sprint, where we connected through the same passion to drive change. We won first place and decided to pursue this mission. We have a combined experience of almost 20 years across business development, finance, strategy, and innovation. But more importantly, we have 1,000 times more passion to launch and succeed. We are taking in the Startup Bootcamp journey and are working towards traction and validation. We opened up a waitlist, we started running usability testing, and are launching our MVP in February. We are gearing up for a seed round of 300,000 euros, which we will use for development, staffing, and user acquisition. Thank you, and we are super excited to meet you today.
We are almost going to the breakout rooms, so please stay tuned to connect even more with these amazing founders. Having said that, talking about an amazing founder, Gintare, how are you doing?
Hello, Hengjan. I'm super excited to be here.
Okay, great. Well, I have a few questions for you coming in. The first one, do you work together with grocery stores, either online or physical? Even the name, Robin. I don't know who Robin is, but this one is from Robin.
Yeah, definitely. These would be our ideal partners, actually. Food retailers, food chains, food brands. We would love if anybody from the Zoom, who are on Zoom, actually are from these type of companies. We would love that you would come to our breakout room and we would be able to discuss potential partnership maybe.
Okay, great. What top 3 challenges are you now being faced with?
I'm not sure if I can say 3, but one of the main one, of course, is data integrity. But we are tackling this by looking at the life cycle assessment databases that are certified and have specific standards. So our data would be certified, as mentioned before, and we don't want to lie to our users. So that's one of the main issues in the industry, and we are going to try to tackle it.
Okay. Well, maybe another challenge, which I hear a lot, so not specifically you, but is team expansion. Can you elaborate on that and maybe ask Olivia to help you?
Definitely, Olivia, I'm looking at you. But yeah, of course. I mean, like any other team, I guess everybody is inviting talent. Everybody would love to have more good talent in their teams. So same like ours. We are actually looking for technical lead. So if you are one on Zoom, please come to our breakout room. We might have a job for you. And of course, sustainability expert. Since sustainability data is like the core of our product, we want to have a person who would be there to help us clarify everything and be there to answer all of the consumers' questions.
Okay, back to the product, the same question twice. What are the things you measure to calculate the impact?
We measure environmental impact. So it's carbon footprint, water use, and land use. Those three are the ones that we chose to look at first in our phase 1. But because this was brought up by our users, however, we are going to look into phase 2 to add social impact and also nutritional information.
Okay, good. Somebody's challenging you here. How are you planning to move on in terms of product development after prototyping, since you consider only 2 months to do this? This was a very close listener.
That's very, very good. Yeah, actually, we're planning to launch our MVP in February, and that's the time that we need to build it because we are looking into no-code solutions. And once we've launched it, we will check the traction, the interest of the users, and then we want to build the product, the version 1 of the product. And for that, we will need some funds. So join our breakout room, and I'm going to tell you all about it.
Okay, I'm going to go on a little bit on the limb here because I don't know this company, but this viewer says, is inviting you, Know Your Food, and we invite you to check out the little plant pantry while you are in Amsterdam. I don't know what it is, but it's up to you. Now a more general question, but therefore not less important. What is your competitive advantage? I mean, let's be honest, there are more players out there who are looking at the same product maybe via a different lens.
Yeah. Totally true. So it's super common in the industry now is to offset your carbon footprint. And that's kind of like punishing for the bad choices you make. So we decided to look from a different angle. We decided to incentivize the good choices that you can actually do. So we want to educate consumers from the get-go. So they would already do the good decision. So that's our one of the competitive advantage. And of course, the rewards, we will reward them for doing the good choices.
Okay, this question goes a little bit deeper on what you touched before. What sources are you using to provide consumers with non-biased information on your produce?
That is super important question because we want to be a third-party app that is completely unbiased and unrelated to any of the retailer or food brand. And we will do that by looking and using life cycle assessment databases that are certified, and the data is provided by no one associated with any of the brand or the food retailer. But of course, we are definitely inviting food producers to provide this information by themselves as well. So we would be able to certify that with our coming sustainability experts.
Okay, thank you, Gintare from Know Your Food. It's good to clean up plastic trash made from fossil fuels. It's even better to produce compostable bioplastics that improve the strength of the characteristics. Tell us all about it, Nettle.
My name is Delphine and we are a Dutch startup named Nettle TUC in the field of bioplastics. There's a huge amount of fossil fuel-based plastic garbage in the world. Waste from plastics that is used in manufacturing and products such as household appliances, automotive and electronic equipment. And it's an amount up to 10 times more than from plastic packaging. It's an amount of 92 tons each year. This also represents 200 tons of CO2 emissions. Currently, only 2% of these fossil fuel-based plastics can't be replaced with the existing bioplastics. The existing bioplastics are not strong enough. Well, we have the solution to this problem. We have created a bioplastic composite consisting of nettle and PLA. PLA is a biopolymer. Our composite material is up to 76% better in performance than the conventional bioplastics. This can replace up to technical plastic in 30% of the cases. We have passed the technology validation stage in the lab, and we also have applied for our patent. Currently, we are testing the first 50 kilograms of our material with 10 clients such as engineering centers, industrial design studios, and electric bike developers. These clients are very committed to buy our material after testing it in their own application. Right now, we are looking to raise the equivalent of a monetary value of 400K. This will not only enable us to produce 30 tons of our biocomposite material for our customers who want to buy our validated product, but also to expand our team, boost marketing, and to cover some external costs. Our business model is a B2B business model. We produce biocomposite material and granulate for injection molding machines. We sell the granulate to our customers so they can mold it in their own specific application. For example, our customers can mold a computer mouse from our granulate, and afterwards they can sell it to somebody like Amazon. Therefore, we are also looking for partners, preferably with industrial production capacity, who service producers of mass market products, like for instance the automotive industry. We can run pilots with them to incorporate our composite material into their product so they can reach sustainability goals much faster and sooner. Secondly, we sell license of our technology to other composite producers in Europe and abroad. Right now, 9 out of 10 biocomposite producers received invested money after their first sale to build their own pilot production line. Our team consists of 3 women, a scientist, a technologist, and a business developer. To speed up our journey, we are looking for 2 things. One is mass market corporate partners who care about sustainability. And secondly, we are looking for a financial combination of grant money and investors with smart money who understand the value of a sustainability startup. Thank you, and let's meet in the breakout sessions.
2 more teams, and then we go to the breakout sessions, so stay tuned. But before we go there, first, Delphine from Nettle. I'm going to jump right into the questions. Can you give me a specific example about why your proposition will add value to the client's product?
Yes, of course, I can give an example. I will give 2 little examples. For instance, our material can be used in like the technology electrical parts, just like household appliances, like washing machine, dryer, vacuum cleaner, because our material has a very high heat resistance and it's also very strong. The second example I want to give you is about the irrigation tubes. Everybody knows a farmer has irrigation tubes to water the soil on the ground. Right now it's made from fossil fuel-based plastic and it needs to be replaced because in the future, everything needs to be sustainable. We have the solution for that. We make like the raw composite material. And when using our material, you don't need to clean up the pieces of the composite material, because when a farmer uses our material for irrigation tubes, he can just go over it with a tractor, leave the little pieces in the ground, and it will degrade in a few months.
Okay, great example, especially about the agri-business. Having said that, if I understand you right, to make the jump, because you have the product, you have the characteristics, you are ready to serve, let's say, mass market product types. But then the question is, what are the challenges to reach these potential clients, and how are you going to solve these challenges?
Well, currently, a lot of people are very interested in our product. Our product is not like a product you need only 50 kilograms of, because it's granulate, you need like tons of it. So that's the reason why we are going to now choose to partner up with somebody who will do part of our production process. And afterwards, we're going to get this granulate from the partner, and then we're going to sell it to start selling it. And then we have a lot of amount and we can use it for some different applications.
Okay, thank you, Delphine. Last question then. How about, can you elaborate a little bit for us on your business model?
Yes, of course. We are like a production company. We make granulate material. We're gonna sell it to somebody who already got injection molding machines, and they're gonna use it in like a specific application. For example, the mouse I gave in the slides. But you can also make like the irrigation tube or like a vacuum cleaner. So afterwards, they're gonna sell it to another company like the Amazon or whatever.
But what about licensing?
About licensing. Secondly, we sell license of our technology about the fiber preparation, because the fiber preparation ensures the good material we make.
Thank you, Delphine from
Thank you.
Nettle.
Thank you. See you in the breakout.
Imagine a gamified crowdfunding solution that combines financial wellness with impact investments with regarding to startups. Stop imagining. Here is UPledge.
How much money do you need to make to find meaning in life? The investors of today believe in much more than just a financial return. We spoke to 150 retail investors and 95% of them said that making an impact is just as or more important than making a gain. However, despite that, their good intentions, most of them don't know how or where to make such impact investments in a responsible and verified way. The OECD estimates that about half of the EU adult population does not have a good enough understanding of even basic financial concepts. The first pillar of our solution is education through gamification. UPledge is a crowdfunding technology that transforms the regulatory burden of equity crowdfunding into fun and playable modules. Investors gain points by making transparent and responsible disclosures, get exposed to impact initiatives through quests, and increase their financial literacy through interactive skill trees. The second pillar is trust via artificial intelligence. With our proprietary framework combining 3 natural language processing algorithms, we can perform sustainability diligence and reporting in a fraction of the time it would take a human expert. In the past 3 months, we have achieved a clickable interface based off 200 user interviews. To build strong trust, we entered partnership discussions with ABN AMRO Clearing and completed an ISO 2710 cybersecurity and GDPR review. We have been approached by 5 banks and 2 venture firms across 3 regions for go-to-market opportunities. We've amassed a deal flow opportunity of 150 impact startups and partnered with impact ecosystem players that can help with sourcing and screening. In addition to Startup Bootcamp, we are in an InsurTech accelerator in South Asia and a FinTech accelerator by the 2nd largest bank in Africa. Our founding team has over 50 years of FinTech and product development experience and has held global and regional roles. We bring expertise across capital markets, AI, change management, regulations, and business development. And behind us, a team of developers, designers, reg tech and gamification specialists, and legal and compliance experts. If we raise $550K by the next 18 months, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on product development, regulations, and operational costs. By Q2 2022, we're going to have our first MVP and be able to run pilots with customers. And by Q4 2022, we're going to run our first licensed impact investment campaign. So come dream with us. You're not investing in just another impact startup. You're investing in the millions of retail investors who will go on to elevate thousands of impact startups around the world. I look forward to meeting you in our breakout rooms.
Thank you, Andrew. Team number 1, let's go to the Q&A. And after this Q&A, you have to run, Andrew, because then everybody, and I mean everybody, is going to the breakout rooms.
We're ready. Ready, John.
Okay, first question. What is the significance of the gamification approach to crowd investing?
Right. For us, gamification is all about making sure that we get the right kind of penetration into the retail investor market. Now, the thing about crowdfunding is that everyone assumes that because donations and rewards-based crowdfunding is extremely inclusive, there's a good amount of people who are investing money in startups or impact startups. What we're finding is that really there's a barrier to the real retail investor market, and the people who are really investing is the sophisticated investor. So gamification is a way that we want to bring the retail investor through a more interactive and intuitive user journey to the crowdfunding marketplace.
Okay, having said that, in your pitch you spoke about education as a solution. So why do you feel that education is so important for UPledge?
Well, I think education is important for everyone, and not just UPledge, but for us, education is the way to empower people. You know, studies have shown that the more people know, the more they actually give back to the environment, to society. And therefore, for us, it's all about let's help you learn about what are the impacts that need to be made outside there. Let's help you manage a bit of your finances, and then let's release you into the world. And one more thing, I also want to point out that we're taking a slightly different approach later in the breakout rooms, because we're taking a bit more of an educational approach. There's a QR code right here. You can scan it now if your resolution is good enough, or you can scan it later in our breakout rooms. We're splitting our breakout rooms into Q&A sessions and fireside chats with experts, internal and external, to have a little bit more of an interactive session where we're all learning and all getting educated at the same time.
Okay, Andrew, I'm going to let you figure it out in the breakout room. You're taking too much time again. Last question for the last team, and after this answer, everybody is running to the breakout room. Andrew, take us home. What has been your strategy in scaling to a large team in such a short amount of time?
Well, I have to attribute that to, again, my co-founders, who are both huge veterans and heavyweights in their different regions. And we've just managed to find the right people with the right mindset who believe in the mission that we do. I just want to tell a simple story. Just 2 months ago, we were running an intern application process on LinkedIn. We got about 100 applicants. One of them stood out to me, right? This person had 5 years of experience as a pricing analyst, but she was applying for an internship role. And I said, why are you here? I can help you get a job with Ernst & Young. I can help you get a job at an investment bank. You don't have to join us. But she said, I really like what you guys are doing in sustainability. I love finance. I love sustainability. Please let me join you. And instantly I was hooked, right? So everyone in the team is like that. I said to her, join us. You're not the first crazy person to come to us with this kind of passion. And come join us. And today she's with us. She might be on the call later. And we look forward to meeting everyone else and introduce you to the rest of the team.
Okay, thank you. Andrew, the last Q&A from the last team. I loved all the teams. I love all the Q&As. Everybody, I invite you, go to the breakout rooms now to encounter the teams even better. The chat has the link. The screen has the link. The website has the link. Thanks, everybody. See you in the breakout rooms.